What's going on, Dragon Brawler? Scott7, your Guildmaster here for Players Guild, and today I'm bringing you another out-of-the-box deck profile for Saiyan Showdown. What is out of the box? It's exactly what it sounds like. All the cards you'll find in today's video are in the booster box of Saiyan Showdown. So without further ado, let's get into it. Finn, one of my coolest favourite characters of Dragon Ball Heroes. He kind of adapts and evolves the Dark Gogeta, then into like a more samurai form. And, you know, that's pretty cool in my opinion. He's created by Toa, so it's always cool. There's also the Super Mirror form, which I'm sure is coming at some point. But yeah, as for a leader, he's a 10k. When this card attacks, draw a card. When a card is placed under this card, draw a card. Add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 life left, then flip over. But before we do, we have an Activate Main. Once per turn, if all your energy is black, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it under this card. Note that it doesn't say mono black. Just putting that out there if anyone wants to mess around with that. And of course, he has the alternate, when your life is 4 or less, draw 2 cards and flip over. So you can go down to 6, you can, there's plenty of stuff you can do. And on the Awakened side, this card gets 5k power for each card placed under it, making him a big boy swinging. At the end of your turn, play all cards. Play all the battle cards under this card in your opponent's battle area with their skills negated for the game. Then place all of the cards underneath of this card in their owner's drops area. So basically, you'll be powerful in your turn. End of your turn, you kind of split it all back out. It's very cool. It's a regurgitative mechanic, and I love it as a thematic thing. It can also make a unison skillless, which is very intriguing as well. So then we have Activate Main. Once per turn, if all your energy is black again, not mono black, draw one card and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it under this card. Choose up to one keyword skill on a card under this card, and it gains that skill for the turn. So just like the green Majin Buu from last set, you can kind of utilize the card underneath it. So I think that's pretty cool. I can become double strike critical, whatever I want it to be, really. Providing I absorb a card like that. So really cool, really cool. And what you'll notice here, guys, there's no super combo because there isn't one for black in the set. We also had to include some Shadow Dragon cards because we couldn't reach that 50 count. So this is a bit of a botched together out of the box for Finn. I will definitely do a fun tips, tricks, and fun bits for Finn because I love him. Like, I will do a proper deck for a while for him. I think he's a very interesting leader. But if you guys have any ways to improve this deck, leave them in the comments below. I'll definitely be reading them. Permanent. So, we'll get onto our unison now, which is Skill Hunter Majin Buu. Permanent. Your opponent's skillless cards can't attack this card. So obviously you've seen it there, that you play them as skilllesses for the game. Very important. So basically anything you spit back out isn't attacking your unison, which is really good. You have a +1 here, which is once per turn. If it's your turn, when a skillless battle card or unison card is played in your opponent's battle area or unison area, you draw an extra card. It's pretty good in my opinion. Activate Main +1. This card gets 5k power for the turn, so it becomes a 20k swing in your turn, that's not too shabby. We also have a -1. Activate Main. If your leader card is a black Finn card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it under your leader. So it's pretty nifty. It's a +5k to your leader for -1. It also then kind of procs any of effects about making them skilllesses. It's really good. It's just choose up to one, so as long as it doesn't have barrier, you can pretty much get rid of anything you want, which is really great removal for the deck. Really great unison. Highly recommended in normal play as well. We have the Burrow Demonic Defender. It's a 4k 0/5 combo, 1 cost, 1 specified black. If your opponent has a skillless battle card or unison card in play, this card gains barrier and blocker. When this card is played, draw a card. So it's a cantrip, but generally at the end of your turn, it's going to be barrier blocker. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's not when they play it, it's if they have one in play. So as long as they have a skillless, boom. This is actually really great for black against like any skillless deck. So that, yeah, just really cool. Really cool barrier blocker there. Hard to remove, can block a skillless attack if need be. We'll move on to Ultimate -Energy Powerball. This card is an SR. It also has an SPR version in the set. Counter attack. If your leader card is mono black, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 15k power or less, ignoring barrier, and send it to the warp. So basically anything that's attacking for 15k or less you just get rid of, so there's no need to negate the attack there. Or you can remove a problem card during an attack. It gets rid of the barrier, gets around barrier, so it's really handy. Against Shadow Dragon in all areas, doesn't really matter too much for this deck. But if you have a black unison card, which we will do with the Majin Buu in play, you can activate this counter skill without paying its energy cost, which is just great. So you can counter and remove a 15k or less with ignoring barrier just by having this guy out on board. And remember, this guy stops anything untoward happening. Any skillesses can't attack it, so your Unison's going to be pretty safe in this deck. Activate main battle, limit 1, choose up to 1 black leader or battle card, and it gets 15k power until the end of a battle or end of the turn, whichever comes first. This is also our pseudo super combo in the deck. Since we don't have one, we're paying 1 to get that extra power. It's up to you. It's very universal and multifaceted depending on how you want to use it. It's a great negate that can be potentially free. And when I say negate, it remove if it's attacking with a 15k or less. Or, it's a great 1-drop 15k boost to any attack. It's very, very good. Next up, we have probably the best card in the deck, Finn Coercion Incarnate, a 2-drop 2 specified black deflect, so you know it's going to have a good on-play effect. It's 15k body, which is fine. If your leader card is black, when this card is played from your hand, your opponent chooses one of their battle cards. Then you choose the rest of their battle card and send them to the warp. Obviously, it doesn't get around barrier, but for 2, removing an entire board, that's huge. That's really solid. That's such a good removal for black. Then we have Toa, Calling the Hordes. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, add up to 1 black android or demon realm race card with an energy cost of 3 or less, or 1 black unison card with a specified cost of 2, then add them to your hand and shuffle your deck. Really good. Activate main Spirit Boost 1 if your leader card is black, is a black Finn, and you place up to... Activate main Spirit Boost 1 black energy. If your leader card is black Finn, place up to 1 card under your leader card in its owner's drop area. There might be reasons to do that. Not 100% myself. Counter-attack Spirit Boost 1, play this card. If it's your opponent's turn and they have a skillless battle card or unison card in play, reduce the energy cost by 1 so it becomes a 1-drop counter-attack Spirit Boost 1. Still quite taxing. If your leader card is black, when this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 4 or less, and place it under your leader card. Really handy effect. So it's kind of a hit or miss. It only really is great in Finn, but we'll see how well it gets utilized in the future. Finn, the All-Absorbing. This is our rare boss monster type card. It's an 8-drop with 2 specified black. Also, Spirit Boost 1. If your leader card is Black Finn, when this card is played, choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place them under your leader. Very strong effect indeed. Activate main, pay free if you have 4 or more energy and you place a card under your leader card in its owner's drop area. Play this card from your hand. So you're paying this guy for free. He's removing the board. It's very strong. Very strong. Activate main, place up to 1 card under your leader card in its owner's drop area. Switch this card to activate. So not only do you put a bunch of cards, if they have a board of 3 cards, they put that's 15k on your leader. That's a 30k leader swing combined with a fair 25k swing from Finn here. Then you can simply remove a card from under there. Your leader's already swung, so it's done what it needed to do. Then, boom, you get another swing with a 25k. And you also stop a card. It's very cool. You've got to be selective in what you put under in drop, and essentially you put the cards that you don't want coming back on board, even if they're skillless. If you're putting a Victory Strike under there, that's still a 45k swing that you'd probably want in a drop area, right? At least I would. Then we have Absorption of Doom, one of the coolest cards of the set, in my opinion. If your leader card is a Black Finn card, negate the attack. Additionally, if your opponent has a skillless battle card or unison card in play, they can only attack 2 more times for the turn. Really handy. If your opponent has 2 or more black cards, if your opponent has 2 or more battle cards in play, you can activate this card's counter skill without paying its energy cost by choosing one other black card in your hand and discarding it. Very, very interesting effect there. So you can tap out to utilize this. They have to have 2 or more battle cards in play, but I think that's pretty easy to do. And yeah. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Next we have Finn Union Absorber, one of the best cards to be printed in Dragon Ball Super card game. 2 drop, 2 specified black, 15k base, 0-5 combo. Auto, 1 black if your opponent has the skillless battle card or unison card in play. At the end of a battle in which you use this card in a combo from your hand, play this card from your drop area in rest mode. That's not that strong of an effect. It comes in rest mode. It's just like the defender combo negates from set 2, yada yada yada. If your leader card is a black Finn card, when this card is played, you may choose up to one of your opponent's unison cards and place it under this card. So no, it doesn't go under your leader, it goes under this Finn. If you do, this card can't be used in a combo this turn, and at the end of your turn, play the unison card under this card in your opponent's unison area with 2 markers on it, and its skills negate for the game. So we've heard that this does completely blanket, and you put them down to 2 markers. This is huge, especially if you're playing against a deck like King Vegeta, where it has a lot of markers on it, or the Gohank's Secret Rare. And that's just for paying 1 black for it. It's very strong. Very strong. Then we have Demon God Dabura, Skill Hunter. He is a free cost. Also, limit 1. When this card attacks, draw a card. Yeah, it's pretty good. When it swings, it draws. Activate main, pay 1 black. If your opponent has a skill-less battle card or unison card in play, play this guy from your hand. So he essentially becomes a cantrip on attack. He's a 1-drop 20k attack. Do not underestimate this Demon God Dabura. He is very, very good. Now we'll move on to our little packages, which most of these cards are just going to go into energy, but I do like the ability to use this as a choose up to one of the black battle cards. It gets 9k power. If you've got energy and you need to push that a bit further, at least it's not a dead card in hand. It also gets revenge for the turn. So, you know, if you want to use it defensively, your opponent swings at your leader or something, and then you want to give a card revenge, and then they can't swing into it without risking their own cards. Ebbs and flows. It's kind of interesting. Then we have Ultimate Ice Ray. Activate main battle. Limit 1. Your opponent places the top card of their deck in their drop area. Additionally, if you choose 2 black cards in your hand and discard them, if you do, your opponent can only attack with battle cards 1 more time for the turn. So more deterrent to attacking. Pretty good, but I reduced it down to 2 because I don't think we need that, as well as the ultimate absorption of doom, and you've got the attack here, the ultimate minus energy powerball, which is what I was trying to say earlier. And then we have Rage Shenron, Power of Darkness. It's literally here because it's a counter attack. Yeah, there's not much more to it than that. It can potentially become the 1-drop if there are 7 or more black Shadow Dragon cards in your drop area. You don't have to have the leader there for it. So if you do the math, that's 4, 8, 10 Shadow Dragon cards that can be in your drop, potentially more if that. So there is a chance that you can negate with this card for less than 3, but if nothing else, it's a 0-5k combo in hand. Again, guys, this is just the out-of-the-box deck profile. This is what you can build with Finn out of the box. There are very much different upgrades you can go with this. There's a lot of exciting potential for this leader, and especially with Mira. I'm honestly, do not sleep on Mira, guys. Mira plus Finn equals some very fun stuff in the future. I, of course, have been Scott Sedman from Players Guild. That's where we're from. I am the Guild Master of Players Guild. Just, yeah, hit that like button if you like this deck profile. Hit that dislike button if you did. Leave a comment in the description below. And, of course, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.